there you are. Now let's see, what did Denny say again? Oh yeah, it was Ophelia, the dictator of the internet, who put the bounty on your head. We need to infiltrate the internet and get Ophelia off our backs. Don't worry, I have a plan. Head down that sewage pipe, and I'll explain on the way.
Welcome back to Tran Wins My Friend Pedro.
Fuck! Oh dear, this complicates things. Those are the hardest of the hardcore gamers. Decades of playing violent video games corrupted their brains, and now the only thing they can express is violence. Nobody really knows why they all moved into the sewers. I guess since most violent video games feature a sewer section, it probably just kinda felt familiar. Anyway, if we go through this sewer system, we'll connect onto a railway that takes us straight to the internet.
The sewer, level 1, start.
Looks like some of them got a bit too immersed in their cosplay.
The sewers took half of August to complete. You can generally tell how much I've done a level by how much focus I used during the first part of it. If I had to do a level a lot, you'll see very little focus happening. Speed is the name of the game here, because I need to keep my multiplier running. If it was one or the other, like multiplier or health, it wouldn't be as hard. But since I'm doing both, this is insanely difficult. You gotta leave one guy alive here so that the doors finish opening. If you jump just right, you can make it to this next section. It's gotta be low enough so that you don't end up doing a second jump, but it's gotta be high enough so that you can get there before your multiplier ends. Now this took me so long to figure out a good way to do. So first off, while enemies are trying to fire their gun, they do not punch you. I'll take that as my chance to do a backflip off of him, pushing him back, and then I will shoot him in the head, pushing him back further. This lets me kill him just in time to continue my multiplier.
The sewer, level 2, start.
I played a video game once. It's called Toffee Chewer. It's about matching the right colored toffees before you chew. It's really funny. I'll send you an invite.
Now in the next room, I kind of start learning how to shoot my bullets through enemies consistently, which is not something you want to do, but I turn this to my advantage much later on when I'm able to shoot bullets through boxes. When you are flying through the air in focus mode, your character will sort of somersault, as said in the tutorial, but you can use this to reach the hook. If you aren't focusing, your character doesn't reach the hook, because he's just falling he's falling with his body positioned vertically. I'm still no good at skateboards, so you see me generally hopping on the skateboard. You remember how we got through Sewer 1, keeping our multiplier? I take that to the next level on this one. Alright, so first off, you'll notice the enemies move backwards when they get hit by a body part. Then I do it a second time. I do all of this so he doesn't punch me. And then I kill him as far as possible so that I can hit this next guy. Watch that multiplier. Alright, so if you're trying to play along and you want to beat my score, if you defeat this thing before your multiplier ends, you will beat my score. It might be possible. But remember, I'm trying to get these things uploaded and published in a timely manner. So I go ahead and just settle for defeating it now rather than seeing if I can ever defeat it while keeping my multiplier. If you get out of its view by going back up, it will aim back down so you can shoot it from the side like I started doing.
The Sewer, Level 3, start.
This used to be a smuggling route for pirated software back when they still used physical discs. So retro.
So this level introduces a time mechanic. When the green goes all the way to the bottom, it reverts back to whatever situation it was before the switch happened. Now this jump right there, you can actually jump right through the doors before they finish closing. But it doesn't matter too much since you have to wait for the timer anyways. It just looks cooler. Alright, this next section I'm particularly proud of. I managed to shave off a few seconds here. So I managed to use the wall as a sliding up as my wall jumper, as my wall jump platform. Remember, I mean, you could do it eventually, but you have to be able to do it perfectly on command, one time and one time only when you're keeping your multiplier running.
The Sewer, Level 4, start.
This stage was Havoc.
They're packing some serious firepower. Look, there's even a grenade launcher.
I like the assault rifle, but it doesn't shoot boxes fast enough, so I switched to my Uzis generally. This next section sucks, but if you kill this guy just right, he can help block some of the bullets. He won't block all the bullets going towards you though, so still try to dodge. One thing I have trouble with is when I'm advancing to an upper platform, your character will be rolling and you may end up getting hit a lot of times while rolling. This next section is insane. It took me so long to come up with a solution for this. Alright, again, I shoot the guy in the head first in order to push the second guy back. While he's stunned, I'll run up and backflip off him and then shoot him in the head. Now, unfortunately, he ends up behind the Afro guy. So that kind of messes up my plan here. So I pop him in the head, and he still doesn't get bounced back by the Gibbs. So I've messed up here. I shoot my grenade to push the guy forward. I miss that, but I just barely managed to hit him anyways because I did manage to push the trio up the stairs far enough. Just not as much as I would have wanted to. Everything past this point is not really practiced as well as up to that point. Generally, I'll run into one really tough segment in the level, and I'll practice everything up to that point very well. I really hate trying to land on an above platform while guys are waiting for you. So by this point, I'm like, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. You can tell because I'm focusing on pretty much every enemy that I'm encountering. And one time I got this far and I went straight down the pit because I couldn't remember which way I needed to go. So that guy, he could have ended my run right there. Achievement unlocked. Brush your shoulders off.
The Sewer, level 5. Start.
In this section here, I'm going to cut away to another playthrough where I let the Pedro dialogue play out. But if I did that on my real run, my multiplier would have ended in the time it took for the dialogue to finish.
Those are the ISPs, the Internet Service Protectors. Ophelia must have been alerted about our plan. We must be getting closer to the railway.
You'll just have to believe that I can defeat 2 guys on a straight hallway at some point during my many hours of playing a single level. Now, if you ever see me just start picking at a guy without killing him, it's probably so I can keep my multiplier running. But I think in this level, that was the hardest segment as far as skill goes. But there's another segment that's the hardest as far as keeping your multiplier running. That'd be this section here. Both getting it started as well as finishing it off. So my objective is to kill the bottom 2 guys as I swing across, so I can keep my multiplier going, while keeping enough focus and dodging going on that the guy at the top does not get me. And then kill him on the late side so that I can hit these next guys. Unfortunately, I used up so much focus that I end up almost messing up here. Because again, that earlier section was where I practiced everything. This last part, I hadn't practiced too much. So from here on out, if I say that this was the wall, that's the main section where you'll notice my response to the enemy is a lot less practiced.
The Sewer, level 6. Start.
Ophelia must really want you dead, sending the ISPs all the way down here.
I have no idea how many times I did this one, but this is insane. I started picking up a lot of new tricks through this stage, though. If you're fast enough, you can get there exactly. Obviously, I don't want to kill him because I'm waiting on the timed mechanisms. consistently takes me about 2 shotgun shots to kill these guys, so I didn't want to jump right away, or he'd end up getting me. If you kill that guy with too messily, he's going to end up killing the second guy with his body parts. I'm not interested in that. I'd rather kill this bottom enemy because he's using an assault rifle. This is the first wall. The ricochet attempts to home in on the guy through the steel block. This is the second wall for this level. And at this point, I'm thinking like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. I make the jump. I just jump for it. I didn't want to fail the multiplier. And this is the home stretch. It's possible I could mess up here, but it's a straightforward shootout. Remember, it's not just keeping the multiplier running, it's making sure I never get hit. In this case, that guy, he actually had protection from his dead comrade. I could not get him. I barely managed to dodge just in time of his bullet.
The sewer, level 7. Start.
Boy, these tunnels are longer than I thought. That railway has to be around here somewhere.
That top door will only be open if the left platform is red. So after a while of experimenting what the good setup for the platforms are, I decided red, red, green is good. I almost do not manage to get that canister, because especially with the body getting in my way. Alright, this is the insane room. This is the wall. I almost have this. So if you wanted to improve upon my score, this is what you'll do. See, I missed him. So my multiplier was not full enough in order to keep from dissipating. I try to make the best of the situation though. So I'll keep the multiplier running by pegging this guy. But I would have a higher score if I broke it after the grenade guy, not before him. But that guy, he has hit me so many times when I'm rolling up onto his level. I didn't want to mess with it. So at this point, this is very, very unpracticed. In fact, I don't think I've ever gotten to this point with my multiplier running.
The sewer, level 8. Start.
It sure is smelly down here. Smells like a mix of urine, old socks, and pepperoni pizza.
That little segment right there was me inserting a separate video clip so that it could show the Pedro dialogue. Alright, this section here is the first wall. In fact, this entire level is what I would call the BS level. Everything about it. Do you see this nonsense? Now, this guy, he will punch you. You got to get him. You have to get him ASAP. I find to have a better success rate getting him if I'm flying out of the tube instead of rolling out of the tube. So you should try to move through it while you're still in the air. This next guy can possibly shoot you if you roll while you're next to him, because you're still rolling out of the tunnel by the time he sees you. Now, this is another section where you can do better than me. If you don't kill the guy in the top left with the explosive, like I just did, you can actually end up carrying your multiplier all the way up to the end. I managed to do it a couple times, but I always kept getting pegged by the guys at the end, so I just decided I would accept this as my playthrough. Remember, this is the DS level. There's so much wrong with this stage, I don't even know where to begin. Now, obviously, if you aren't playing the way I am, then it probably doesn't even matter. But in this case, multiplier as long as possible and no damage. Alright, this guy has hit me before. A couple times. That guy with the assault rifle has gotten me before when I was so close to finishing the mission. And that guy at the bottom almost always gets me. But I think that if I were to peg him, like roll right past him, peg him a couple times, and then roll right past him twice more, you might be able to keep your multiplier running. But if you're going for score, obviously you don't really care about damage. But since this is a no damage playthrough, that's what I'm aiming for. With the multiplier being a second priority.
The sewer, level 9. Start!
Look, mines. That must mean we're on track to find the railway. On track. Railway. Sorry, just sharing my train of thoughts.
This is such an easy stage. I think I beat it on my first try. I had to review the footage to make sure that all the mines I killed counted as multipliers. But if they blow up on you, they don't count, and you can't get points for kicking them. But I will warn you that because I'm running this stage so much in focus mode, there's going to be a lot of camera panning, and this might make you nauseous. Hope you're not getting whiplash from this.
I'm so bored of guarding this lever.
I know, right? We've been here for months now. Nobody would notice if we took a 5-minute break.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so. Let's go out back and I'll show you some more of those cool karate moves.
Hey, presto! You found the entrance to the railway system. The train will take us straight to the core of the internet.
The sewer, level 10, start.
We are en route back to base with the parts you requested, ma'am.
Excellent work, soldier. At ease. Over and out.
Alright, so there's only one wall in this whole section, and that is the final boss on this stage. You'll see that I managed to shoot right through all those boxes. That's what I was talking about. By this point, I've played the game probably like 90 hours, and I haven't even beaten the game yet. Because the reason why it's so long is because I'm playing the stage over and over and over again. Because of the coloring, this is the first chance you get to really see my color filter that I apply when the focus is running, where the world turns gray except for all the yellow. Now the reason I shoot that grenade is because that guy in the left of this room can punch you, maybe like 1 in 5 times. The robot will flicker twice and then shoot after the green disappears. So wait until the green disappears before you dodge. Otherwise you will run out of dodge. I'm surprised I managed to keep the multiplier running here. But this is the reason why this is the wall. If I went ahead and allowed myself not to worry about the multiplier, this wouldn't have been so tough. Also, I have gotten myself hurt by standing too close to the explosion, so there's that. It's hard to see him do his green blink when you're shooting at him, when you're in focus mode, and he stops blinking entirely when his health drops down a certain point. Now, these are the bloopers, or segments that are really weird that I thought I would keep in. So this segment here, one of the enemies does something completely bizarre. I wasn't able to get this to happen more than once, and I'm glad, because this did not make me happy, contrary to what the game tells you. If you remember, this is the segment where I need to leave one enemy alive so that I can get through the doors. Right now, he's charging in at me, and the door's not open. What? Yeah, he's gone. I can't kill him, so there's no way I'm going to be able to complete my multiplier. No, this does not make me happy. Alright, this next segment is one of the walls on the stage where I can get to the platforms at the bottom. By the way, on the third button, you can actually skip that if you're running and jumping. This is something I discovered in a previous stage to this. If you're in focus mode, your character does not jump as far. If you're not in focus mode, your character will jump just a little bit further. Keep that in mind. So yeah, when I'm backflipping on this guy, for whatever reason, I go flying through the air, possibly as he's punching me or something at the same time. I don't know. It probably has more to do with the fact that the box is blowing up as I'm jumping, as I'm backflipping off of him. That was pretty cool. So that's it for Pedro episode 4. This took so long to do because some of those sewer segments were just complete BS, especially that one level. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins My Friend Pedro. I'll see you next time.